What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at Skylords Reborn, and I'll be playing one of the two new campaign maps, Unexpected Visitors, on expert difficulty, but I'll be finishing this map on solo. So I'll be running through with you how you can win this map in solo up to some of the tiniest details. This is one of the campaign runs where you need to know how to micromanage your units well, and as you have to use a lot of unit abilities and even summoning units at a correct time so that you're able to sort of like move further into the game or further into the enemy's territory. Without further ado, this is my deck. The only card that I did not play for this run was the Incredible Mode because I totally forgot about it, because there's too many elements running around in this game, especially when it is at night time. But even during the day it can be quite hectic because you want to destroy the enemy bane stones to reduce the portal charges. So let me pause right here because there's a couple things that I want to mention before I start. The most important thing for this map is that you have to kind of like defend the Amii base. So this is the entire Amii base, and I'll touch on how you would lose the game. You will lose the game if the Amii power shrine is destroyed. So over here, base at the south, the Amii power shrine is a lot closer to the enemy attacks or the wall, so you have to be careful and defend this power shrine much more closely. You also lose the game if the Lost Soul units come into the center of the Amii base, which usually comes destroying your northern wall and going to the middle. Of course, if you were to capture this base at the top, the good thing about it is you get one additional monument, which gives you probably like tier 3, but you have to defend this power shrine at the northern base. If the power shrine at the northern base gets destroyed, you would lose the game. These bane stones that I've mentioned, there are 4 of them. One here at the top, and one deeper into the enemy territory, and the last one, which I find is the most difficult one, is right here, the lost bane stone. And what it does when you destroy it is that it reduces portal charge by 1 minute per bane stone, so you can reduce your map run up to 4 minutes. Though I see on the leaderboards you can actually reduce quite a lot, but I have not yet discovered or figured out how they did that. Having given you some introductions to this map, let's begin how I start clearing this map on solo. I will go slow at some areas to give you more details on what I'm actually doing. So let's begin. So at the beginning, I'll summon 3 Night Guards, and this is the optimal amount. So move onto the area to attract the Ice Fang Raptors, and then once it's within your monument attack range, attack the Ice Raptors back. And once it's like down to a little bit of health, you see that I'll micro my Night Guards to attack 2 of it to attack the other ones. And from here you'll use one of your Night Guards to swap with the War Eagle. So far this has been the best strategy, I feel, because the Night Guards helps you get better units and you get to push a lot quicker in the earlier stages of the game, especially on solo. So I'm not very sure what other tactics you can use. Yeah, apart from the Night Guard swap, which helps a lot. Now I have another 3 Night Guards because you want to swap 2 of the Night Guards for this little core dredgeling. And once you have enough power to swap with 2 close to 100 power, you can start going to this area where some frost units would spawn. So let's fast forward, and yep, swap with the 2 little dredgeling. And as you can see, what I did was to move my dredgeling, because when it moves it takes 50% less damage from the tremor. Then take your power wells, and then you can quickly go over this area, attract some units. And the lucky point is that you're able to attract the War Eagle, so that this is another War Eagle right in your arsenal pool. They can use this to attack enemy units. Because the problem is that sometimes you only attract the dredgeling and the Ice Guardian, and the War Eagle will still be patrolling around. And when you try to attack the Frost Crystal and swap with the War Eagle would die from the other Frost Crystals attack and the dredgeling. So this is a +1 unit that you might or might not get. So if you are able to get this, then your defense for the first night would be much more solid, and you're able to probably pass through it much more easily. So now I'll be attacking the Frost Crystal, destroy it, and also attract this like Dredging and Ice Guardian. But you don't have to destroy this Frost Crystal because it won't be within range from your orbs or your power, so you can just ignore it. Also swap with the Dredging is very helpful. So what I did here was to have my Skeleton Warriors attract, or go into this area to have the Cauldrons be attracted to attack the Skeleton Warriors and activate the Unholy Armor because they won't really take a lot of damage, or rather they take 60% less damage. Afterwards, I would send some War Eagles here because I want to have my Night Guards to get more War Eagles, and it's kind of annoying because your War Eagle here after getting swapped might die because this Mountaineer can somehow attack air units, and the Night Guard has a L counter which can kill your War Eagle. So just have some units to kill off your swapped Night Guard. Yeah, from then on, you can choose to collect more War Eagles, or you can choose to just rush to your Amii base to defend. My method here is not to kill or destroy the base here because it's kind of a waste of time and it doesn't really help you in any way. What I want is just to swap this Lost Mana Beast to help me with destroying the base to enter the Northern Shrine. So this area is a optional part where I want to swap 2 more War Eagles by having 2 Night Guards. So that this is what will happen. Wait for the War Eagles to come and I'll swap 1 of each. So let's get more War Eagles. It's really good for, or really helpful to defend your base for the first night because of the Lost Gregory, which will attack the south side of the Amii wall. Now, so I will just have my War Eagles Screech to kill off some land units, and then Curse of Oink, the Lost Vigil, and just rush to make my defenses and have my Surge of Light to prevent my units from dying. So this is what I would do. Yep, so once you have reached, send your Night Guard up to get control of the northern wall and have all units to stay down here to protect the south. The reason why a lot of units will be at the south is because the southern attack will be stronger, and also for the northern wall you would be swapping the Lost Shades with your Night Guard. So hopefully you can swap, or you have to swap at least 3 Lost Shades minimum because that is the attack needed to destroy this northern shrine area. So make sure to swap at least 3 Lost Shades, best if you could swap 4 or 5. See that I've built a Furnace of Flesh, get back my Void Return power so that I can have more power, and I also have a Time Vortex which is helpful for the north and the south wall. Oh, not to forget that you have to build Mouth of the Keeper. It is an essential part of the defense here because it will really help you to take out those like ranged units. So how you build the Mouth of the Keeper is the Mouth of the Keeper have to be at the area where the enemy units would have to attack or go deeper into the enemy, the army city. So in this case, the northern wall, you need to build the Mouth of the Keeper at the south, and for the south, you build the Mouth of the Keeper at the north. Later on in the game, it's more helpful to build Mouth of the Keeper in other areas of the base, which I will show you later on in the game. But now let's take a look at how I defend my base. As you can see, this is the northern Lost Souls attack versus the southern one, which is a lot more gigantic. It's Lost Gregory and some Lost Rivers as well. Yeah, so over here you want to swap all your Night Guards with Lost Shade, but unfortunately I clicked wrong, and as you can see I swapped with the Lost Wanderer, which is quite a bad move for me. So I only have 2 Lost Shades now, but I still got time to get another Lost Shade from the second wave. So each Lost Souls attack on Nightfall, there's 2 waves of the same army composition. Curse of Oink. CC spells is a very much needed spell in this map because you really have to find ways to delay enemies' damage to your walls, to your buildings, and defend your base well. The second wave, and I will swap with 1 more Lost Shade. Oh, some kind of bug here, can't see my Night Guard. But yeah, now I have 3 Lost Shades. I am ready to go to attack the northern side, or the northern Lost Soul base later, to get the enemy monument, get my 3rd orb. Alright, so the first night defense will be quite easy with the War Eagles on your side and Night Guards swapping with some Law Shades. Oh, sadly, I could have swapped for one more Law Shade, but my Time Vortex killed it. Right, so now once the first night ends, the next objective is to quickly get your third orb, which is via the Northern Shrine, and build a couple of Shrine of Memory and Comet Catchers. Let's take a look at how I destroy the base. Make sure to get your Lost Mana Beast from the bottom defense area up, because you need some tanky power. And yep, this is how I do it, and sort of this Lost Mana Beast as well. And then Curse of Oink if you want to reduce damage taken from your armies. It's a fairly easy fight for the northern base to be destroyed, so not to worry too much. Just a couple of Surge of Lights and you will take down the base easily. I know you missed it, but the first building to attack was the Lost Converter right around here, because it reduces your army's damage by up to 30%, and that's not what you really want. Yep, that building is the first one to destroy. So once here, build up your power wells. You don't really need any ground presence because all of your units here have ground presence. Build power wells, and then your enemy monument right off the bat, like immediately, and summon or build 2 Shrine of Memories, because you really need those void return powers before the next night attack begins. So make sure to build 2 of them. So over here will be a lull period, a little more chill. You just have to build your buildings and build Comet Catchers first. And the reason why you have to build Comet Catchers first, as you can see, these Lost Ritualists are coming right into the city, and you need your Comet Catcher to instantly kill all of these Lost Ritualists. So there's 2 reasons why I would use Comet Catchers, and obviously over here I only got 3rd monument, so I have to use Enlightenment to get tier 4, and if I got Enlightenment I can summon any cards in the game. And the reason why I choose Comet Catcher is, the first reason is because it has 300 meters range, which is further or longer than the World Breaker Gun's heavy snowball ability of 250. And the next thing to note is that the Comet Catcher actually does more damage to enemies, and up to 16.5k damage, which is also more than the World Breaker Gun. So these are the main 2 reasons of why Comet Catchers are better. The downside of Comet Catchers is that it takes a while for the attack to strike the ground. So the best way to do this is of course CC spells, Curse of Oink, and Snaring Roots. Root the units to the ground so that your Comet can actually hit the enemies right on time. Yep, so this is my ground presence to kill off the Lost Ritualists by using the Comet Catcher. And of course, make sure to target the Lost Brimstone as well, so make sure the range is around this area. And now that you have 2 Comet Catchers, the next step to build is some base defenses. Later on I'll be building Volcano, but only when I have enough power. So as you can see, we require a lot of tier 4 cards, which means that we need some Enlightenment charges, and what I do is to have the Offering card ability to grant me more Enlightenment or tier 3 charges by killing off my tier 3 unit, either Drone or Shadow Insect. So let's see how I defend the base, and because you've taken the northern base, you have to defend the northern area as well from these Lost Soul units. Right, let's slow down a little bit and see what I might be doing. Alright, I got my Volcano up, and I have the Fire Affinity Volcano because of its infused eruption, which works similarly to like Rage, dealing more damage each time it attacks units. So this is the Volcano that you want. And yep, as you can see, I just did a Comet Catcher, that's why there's not a lot of units here. And the next stop is right at the ground, or rather the south wall, and Snaring Roots to make sure that the units don't go anywhere while my Comet Catcher rains on them. Look at it. And most of the waves are kind of like down. Over the top I will do the same as well to have Comet Catcher, but for this, it might be necessary or might not. You can just cast some CC spells to buy time for your units to kill off these like Lost Soul units. Yep, CC spells. No need for comet catchers. Alright, and ensnaring roots again. Ensnaring roots. Easy kill on the wave. Very easy for this knight. And the same thing here again. Curse of Oink, CC spells, comet catcher raining down on this Lost Souls wave. Alright, it's pretty much done. And over here as well, comet catcher is your best friend. It's really the most essential card in the game. With Shrine of Memory, Night Guard and Comet Catchers are the top 3 cards that you definitely need to make your life easier to solo this map. So once this night wave ends, your objective is to try to destroy as many bane stones as possible. But I think I only managed to destroy about 2 in the end. So as you can see, Mouth of the Keeper here, because you must defend this power shrine and make sure that no ranged units can attack this power shrine. And yep, Volcano is up here. And let's see how I destroy the Banestone. And done. Got 2 more Banestones to go, but I don't think I can make it. Yeah, let's see my attempt to make this. As you can see, it's very difficult. You need to have a lot of like CC spells and everything. So quite a hassle. And then another attempt at the ground to kind of like clear off some bases, but it's not really necessary. So basically this daytime is to try your best to destroy all the lost Banestones, as many as you can as possible, to reduce the portal time to charge. Yeah, and of course I don't think I can make it because the time has begun for the night attack. And for this, one of the bad units, the baddest unit in these games are the Lost Hawk, and you kind of like can't really stop this from destroying your wall. So as you can see, I have positioned my volcano right at the back here, because if you put your volcano at the front, your volcano will be destroyed along with the walls. Likewise, at the middle here, volcano is further behind the wall to ensure that the Lost Hawk doesn't destroy your volcano. And as you can see, I got my Sky Elf Commander. And this is the next best card that you can get for your volcano, because it reduces damage taken for your buildings up to 85%. So the Sky Elf Commander is really good to make your building very tanky and almost invulnerable or invincible. So that is one of the cards that you need. Yep, so Mark 2, as you can see, I've increased the amount of the keepers right here, because you need a lot of amount of keepers, and I have to build 1 more amount of keeper because as you can see, there's the Lost Dragon, and once the Lost Dragon attacks any unit, it is unable to deal or is unable to attack using ranged units. So right here is safe, a lot of amount of keepers to prevent ranged attacks. Problem here is the north, so I need help from my comet catchers. And yeah, this is really tough. It disabled one of my comet catchers already. See, the power shrine is under attack. But not to worry, I got my volcano here. Not too bad. Would have been better if I got my Sky Elf Commander right here. But because of its rage attack, it deals a lot of damage to the Lost Hawk. As you can see, 1 hit. Significant amount of damage for the Lost Hawk. Highly recommend you to get Volcano. Take a look at how I clear the base, and yeah, definitely need some comet catchers. Too many Lost Soul units gathered around, and I can't lose my comet catchers right here. So need a lot of CC spells here to make sure that my comet catchers doesn't get destroyed. Doing well. My volcano get destroyed though. But as long as I got at least 2 comet catchers, it's not too bad. I can still come back to the game. Still got a lot of ways to defend. But the northern one, I'm not too worried about it because I got my volcano with the Sky Elf Commander. The south is a little bit of a worry, but I can CC spell it. Alright, at least the north is destroyed, so I can salvage the rest of my buildings right here. Yes, as you can see, Sky Elf Commander with the volcano. Pretty awesome, right? You can see that it kind of like stays up, not getting a lot of damage. Yeah, Yeah, 20 damage from the Lost River. Okay, now we need to get rid of this Lost Warlord. It's kind of a pain. But the good thing is that the daytime cycle it has started, so there's no more Lost Soul attacks on my base. And for this last day cycle, you can choose to either buff up your defense by a lot or try or attempt to get more Lost Binstones down to reduce the time needed for you to defend against like the Lost Soul attacks. So right now I need Volcano to defend my northern base right over at the last night attack, because it is the toughest one that you're gonna face. Build back 2 Shrine of Memories and get another Comet Catcher up. And if your Comet Catcher got destroyed, what you can do is also to build a Comet Catcher right at your Amii Monument area, because the 300 meter range is just barely hitting or within range at your southern Amii base. So what I could do is to build a Comet Catcher closer in your Amii base to defend against any Lost Soul attacks. So there's a couple of things that you must do during this day cycle before the last night cycle. First one is to get Volcano up and Mouth the Keeper inside this Comet Catcher area. Mouth the Keeper within, or basically within this entire northern shrine area, you have to have the Mouth the Keeper right in. You have to have Volcano. You have to have 3 Comet Catchers regardless of the area or position they are at for this map. And northern Amii base area, you have to have a Volcano with the Sky Elf Commander attached to it. That's basically it, because you have a lot of Comet Catchers to help you with your northern base. For the southern base, Mouth the Keeper around, Volcano with Sky Elf Commander, and hopefully you can get a couple of Time Vortexes to defend your base. You also build Mouth the Keeper for your Volcano. Later I'll build it to prevent, of course, ranged units as usual from damaging a Volcano. So all this time, the whole entire game, you have to make sure that your Shrine of Memory is running. But I'm very sure, as you can see, my Shrine of Memory is not always 100% running in the background all the time. But I still win the game, so that is a little bit of a comfort there. So yes, make sure to get rid of the Lost Ritualists, because if they complete their whatever ritual, they'll summon more dangerous Lost Soul units right at your wall. I don't really want that to happen. As you can see, I tried to get the Lost Banestone down. I was already very sure that I couldn't, so I got one drone here to camp, and what this drone does is that whenever Lost Soul units come over here, past this second wall area, they will only then split to 2 armies. So this is the area where, if you can possibly get some ground presence on it to get some here, root the enemies, CC your enemies right over here, and you can cast like a couple of Comet Catchers over here to destroy 2 waves that will hit your wall, your Amii, right, your Amii base. And this will really help you, because if you attack these whole entire Lost Soul units in advance, you're able to make sure that your Comet Catchers have more cooldown or can attack again when they reach the actual wall that you're defending. So rain those Comet Catchers down. It will really dampen the Lost Soul units right here, and you won't really face a lot of like trouble for the first wave that attacks your wall. So yep, if you can, try to get a couple of Comet Catchers in, and that helps with the cooldown. Yep, and also take note, oh, I have not built my Mouth the Keeper here. I think I've been too caught up, but I will be building right now when I see that my northern base is getting attacked. Alright, the Lost Hawk. So as long as you got Volcano with the Sky Commander, the Lost Hawk isn't an issue. As you can see, it's not really dealing much damage to my Volcano, so that's helpful. And you're very sure that the Lost Hawk would die. Yep, I have to, because of Oink, I realized that I didn't have a lot of Mouth the Keeper, so I need to build more Mouth the Keeper right to defend my northern base. So Volcanoes are really helpful in defending your base. If you think of World Breaker Gun, it is good as well, but it only targets ground units for its normal ground attack. But Volcano attacks air units as well. So see, look at those crazy tier 4 units of strong Lost Soul units that's attacking my Volcano, and It still has like half health right there. So this is basically your end game defense. I'm not sure why, but I have to build one mouth keeper here. I keep forgetting about it, but this is what I have to do. Don't worry too much about this unholy preacher. It's not too strong of a boss, so won't worry about it. I want to just get most of the Lotso units down and killed. Oh, I'm just building it right now, the mouth keeper. Well, my volcano will do its job. As you can see, it's highly enraged already, so it deals a lot of damage. Yeah, mouth keeper. That's why you see that it's very essential, because it just prevents a lot of these like lost vigils from attacking your buildings. Yeah. Yep, my combat here mainly attacks this bottom area. Yep, skeleton warriors so that I can rebuild my walls. To rebuild my walls too. And snaring roots. So as you can see, there are 3 main CC spells that are used in this game. And snaring roots, curse of oink, and creeping paralysis. You need all this because you need all the CC spells you need the charges. You'll be using it a lot. That's why you need at least 3 CC spells. Yep, Comet Catcher is the best time to rain on it, and you can see it deals a lot of damage. And bam! About 6 more seconds to go and I'll win the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how I solo UV on expert difficulty. And if you enjoy my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like the video. And I'll see you guys again real soon for the next video.